Viewers, it's to the point for today, Thursday. It's the first day of December, the final month within the year 2022. Wow, 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 wow. Think about it, folks. Quickly, this year is moving, man. Anyway, let me say hello to listeners, viewers out there once again. If you're viewing via channels 7, channel 11, or channels 20, good morning to you. Thanks for making it your choice to be with us this morning. And welcome. Usually on Thursdays, we entertain particular units within the Royal Grenada Police Force, whether it's the Criminal Investigation Department, the Community Relations Department, the Fire Department. Think about departments within the Royal Grenada Police Force. We do entertain them. Haven't seen any of the representative from any of the departments pop in the studios as yet. And if they do come true while we're in the process, we will certainly entertain them. But for now, none have arrived as yet. Let me say good morning to viewers via our social media page this morning, whether you on the YouTube channel or you via our Facebook page. Good morning to you, and certainly thank you for being there. Those of you listening via K105, also welcome. With a little rain on the outdoors, so I'm not sure if it has subsided. On my way to work this morning, it was the rain was coming down a wee bit, so I'm not sure if it has subsided by now. But welcome. So maybe we should entertain some of your phone calls. Seem that that's a direction, most likely the direction we're going to lead to in the interim, or until a representative from the Royal Grenada Police Force pops in, and we certainly will entertain them then. So if you do have some concern that you would like to talk about, yesterday we had a heated discussion pertaining to the roads in Grenada. And maybe there's some other issues that you may like to speak about that will bring some kind of resolution to a problem there is. Yeah, we could certainly chime in on that this morning. We do have a very first caller. Lost that caller there for a wee bit. The number, 435-2041, 435-2041. So the countdown is also on. Christmas 2022. Yeah. Pretty soon we'll be celebrating Christmas here in the Spice Isle. Let me say good morning to the caller online. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome. Hello, good morning. Seems like there is no one there for whatever reason. I think my system here is all go, so I don't think it's basically my fault if there's any. So once again, 435-2041. If you would like to call in, chiming on any issue this morning, you're certainly welcome to do so. 435-2041. Thursday, the first day of December, and I certainly want to take your time out to urge all drivers on the Nation Road, please take it easy as you drive along this morning. We've been hearing about lots of accidents happening, and just one too much. 1, 2, 3 is just too much, and there's in the hundreds in terms of accidents so thus far for the year. And it's the start of a brand new month, and certainly hope let this month rolls out where there's not any. Certainly hope that may be possible. Is it possible or not? But hope this month rolls out and there's just that big change. Every driver drive with due care and attention, and no one gets into an accident, no loss of lives or the sort like that happening for the rest of this month. We do have that caller. Let's go back to the phone line and say good morning. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
People are wondering why people do invest in Grenada.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you invest, you have a tendency, especially with local people, you and another man invest, you have a tendency to have problem with it. Now, I usually sell some ground provision to different people. Now, and sometimes, or most times, you have problem getting your money, especially when they tell you they do not have money and they'll pay you later. In fact, I wouldn't call the person name, but there is a man in St. John Street. I've sold things to him on many occasions. He started to pay me, and then after time, he said he don't have the money, so I'll get later. I have visited him many occasions to collect my hard-earned money, and he's trying to duck and telling me no, that he doesn't have the money and that's not the amount he owed me. Now I certainly tell him, as far as I'm concerned, he is a man that will cause problems, and I turned away. But as far as I'm concerned, if I didn't have, what should I say, if I was not able to control myself, some sort of problem would have occurred. Things would have escalated to the extent that we may have some sort of a controversy. And this is the thing that is happening in Grenada. A lot of people talking about investment. But when the time comes you invest, whether with people or you sell your product, the same Grenadians do not want you to pay you. In other words, they call themselves smarter than you. And this is what is up. It's time that we Grenadians be honest. We don't have enough honest people so that people would want to invest with them. People who want to invest, they have a tendency to invest with foreigners because they do not see the foreigners.
All right, Paula, take another 10 seconds and wrap, please.
And they have a tendency to have confidence in them. So that's the reason why people don't invest in Grenada.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution this morning. Let's take a break. I did mention to you that we usually entertain the representative from the Royal Grenada Police Force, and they are here. So we're going to take a break, have them settle in just a wee bit, and we will continue. Stay with us 1 minute. We're coming right back.
After a long year of waiting, Flow brings you the magic of Christmas giving. Discounts on devices to bring you closer to your loved ones. Prizes to enjoy with your family and friends. And the best in entertainment bundles for everyone to gather around. This Christmas, one gift brings many more. Like more data and speeds to share everything with the family. So sign up, bundle up, switch up, top up, or pay up to win $4,000 in cash or appliances plus other weekly prizes. For the best in Christmas deals and rewards, visit discoverflow.co.
Life insurance. You've heard about it before, seen the commercials, but have you ever really thought about how life insurance can benefit you and your family? Let's look at 5 ways life insurance can benefit and protect you and your family through life's expected and unexpected. 1. It provides finances for your child's education. 2. It can help you in providing collateral for loans. 3. It provides living benefits. 4. It provides a source of income upon retirement. And 5. It provides finances for final expenses such as funeral, cremation costs, and other related expenses. Contact Demerara Mutual today and speak to an agent to select a policy that best suits your existing needs.
We've seen so many of our customers achieve great things. So, it's no surprise that after 175 years, our optimism is stronger than ever. Because when you've partnered with people to achieve their best lives as long as we have, you tend to see the world a little brighter every day. Guardian Group. Live easy.
From the NLA, daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Right, let me say welcome back to our listeners and viewers this morning here on To The Point today, Thursday, the first day of December 2022. As mentioned in the initial, when I did introduce the show this morning, so it's the final month within the year 2022. And of course, I have company with me in this time in the studio. I want to say good morning and Corporal Sherwin Noel. And thanks for being here. They say sometimes it's better to be late than never at all, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah. It's always a pleasure to be in the studios to share, information, useful information to the general public so that they can, put it into practice, especially around this time of the year.
Yeah. And Corporal Sherwin Noel is representing the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force. We should have another representative here with us this morning. If they do come while as the show progresses, so we certainly will entertain them this morning. Our main conversation that we want to diverge in this morning is we know we in this around this time of the year, this festive season, folks are looking for produce. Not only within this season, but it's year round. Folks are looking for produce and so forth. And an individual may find themselves, hey, I'm looking for some limes. Let's just look for something simple as a simple produce over there. And someone comes along and wants to sell them. I'm not sure if I know it's you the Community Relations Department. What kind of advice would you want to give to individuals, especially folks like particular vendors and stuff who sell, may not have their own farm in order to get produce and so forth, but they are the ones who buy from other farmers and resell to the retailer out there. What kind of advice are you throwing out to individuals like that, especially around this time of the year where folks where there's an influx of folks wanting more stuff than other times of the year? Okay,
so you asked a specific question, yeah? And that would relate to the vendors, more so buying from the farmers. In that sort of instance, I would advise you to, ensure that you buy from a reputable farmer. One who has a farmer's ID. Not only a farmer's ID, but someone that you may know. And you may know that person cultivate that produce.
Is a customer that you purchasing from that particular
individual. Or ask questions. You can do your own background research. You see someone in St. George's selling for the very first time, and I'm not saying not to purchase, but you can ask a question. Excuse me, sir. Can you show me your ID? Or if you're the vendor going to buy from the farmer. Ask him for his ID. Ask him, how long have you been farming? Ask a question from someone around. Because, as you rightfully said, what tends to happen is that people or perpetrators tend to use the opportunity. It's like washing money. So the thief, as we would say, in that instance, layman terms, yeah? Or the person committing the act of larceny, they would enter into your cultivated lands, reap your produce, and they know that if they go to sell it on the streets, they may be questioned.
Yes.
So they would go to the reputable farmer. We say reputable because to some people they may not know that that's the trade. They may go to the person with the farmer's ID, and they may ask you to, can you sell this produce for me? Or they might give you for a smaller price.
Yes.
If a pound of potato might be $3, they'll say, I could give you $1 for a pound. So you, as the farmer, you feel you're coming off. But at the end of the day, you killing your own industry. So we want to ask the vendors to ensure that when they go to purchase goods, they have their receipt book with them. So when the police come to you, you can say, okay, listen, this is goods that I've purchased from Farmer Brown. And when we go to Farmer Brown, we can say, yes, Farmer Brown, he do have like a farmer's ID. And yes, he do cultivate that sort of crop. And not only that, but the volume of the produce. Take for instance, you might say you buy 50 pounds of cabbages from Farmer Brown, and when you visit Farmer Brown farm, he cultivates cabbages, but it's only the probability of you getting 50 pounds is almost impossible based on the magnitude, the scale that he cultivates on. So we want you to consider all these factors. Know who you're buying from. Ask questions. Ensure that you buy from someone who the law says is in a position to sell. Because you, the purchaser, you can also be charged for receiving. If you buy from someone knowingly that they don't have the means of earning what you purchase. Take for instance, you see someone, they're not living anywhere, you know for a fact they're living on the streets, and you see them with a big television. I just, go outside of the Predial Larceny to say, a big flat screen television, nobody gave it to them, but you recognize it might be partially used, or you see an initial on it, and you purchase it. It is receiving, unlawfully receiving, because you know for a fact that you cannot own this television, you didn't purchase it, so how you come in possession of it?
Yeah. But no, let's swing our conversation from the vendor to the regular consumer out there who goes to the market every Saturday or whether it's a day during the week, and they notice this particular vendor selling, and you may not know the legitimacy of the vendor. You understand? But he has what you want. What kind of advice would you like to throw, especially to the regular consumer, individuals like myself who goes to the market on Saturdays and look for my produce, and we see vendors just selling stuff, and
the vendor himself, well, he's supposed to have a license, and you could ask, is your right as a consumer?
How would a regular consumer know?
So that's why we're here. Is your right as a consumer to inquire, to ask questions? Yeah, once there is doubt, you can always ask questions. It's your right to ask questions. So you could ask, can I see your receipt, of purchase for this produce? Sometimes the person themselves, may have grown the crop and they rip it themselves, so they may not have a receipt. In that case, yes, we understand. But do everything to protect yourself. Do not fail in any way, because I want to go back to that point. Farmers, in an effort to protect their produce, to protect their produce on the farm, will do almost anything at times when frustration hits.
Yes.
And sometimes, as a farmer, they might think that, okay, we're not getting a fast enough response from the police. We're not getting, our cases are not being solved speedily or fast enough. Yes, we know that there were increased penalties and so, but sometimes you make a complaint, you don't have a suspect, and so it's a big investigation, and sometimes you don't even find the culprit, as we say. But what we are saying, farmers, we wanna make that call to you. Please, do not go about putting needles in the crops. Do not go about putting toxic substances like, you might say, I go poison this one. That person that come and steal from my farm, I'll get rid of them. So that person that come and steal from your farm may not be the person consuming the produce. They might be just taking it to someone else to sell, and an innocent consumer can end up with some serious injury or even death. And so we want to make that appeal to you. Instead of using this sort of method to go about, to protecting your farm, let's join together as farmers. We just want to urge you, make that call to you. As farmers, you're living in a particular community. Take, for instance, let's say Birch Grove. You have 10 farmers living in that area. The big estates, we don't have much of that no more. They cut it up in smaller portions, and Farmer Brown would have a piece, Farmer James, and so come together and look out for each other. Have this sort of farm watch initiative, among yourself. So when you're not around, Farmer John could be around. And when Farmer John not around, then Farmer James may be on the lookout.
Everybody look out for each other.
Look out for each other. Liaise with the police, especially the Predial Larceny unit, and that's why the Ministry of Agriculture and along with the RGPF, they decided to establish that unit to pay specific attention to the offense of Predial Larceny.
How how effective has been the Pre-Delasny unit? And I mean, I'm not sure if you have that particular statistics you could share with us this morning in terms of assisting farmers who've been threatened and losing their produce from time to time because of folks coming in and take their produce without their consent.
Well, I don't have stats with me, but I can safely say that the police have been responding to the calls of Pre-Delasny. I cannot say that every Pre-Delasny case, have been solved, but for a fact, I know that the police, they are responding, they are, taking action. And when I say taking action, I mean visiting the farms, looking out, asking questions. But the difficulty in this Pre-Delasny issue is that the same thing that we speak about at first. There are farmers who are genuine.
Yeah.
And there are those that would do what you don't expect. So you'll obviously find that sometimes when you're looking for information, you don't get the information that you need because somebody's trying to protect somebody else or protect themselves. Sometimes you might be speaking to the person committing the act and you wouldn't get the information because, but we need this kind of cooperation in order, because the police cannot do it alone. The farmers, we know you cannot do it alone. And definitely, we need this sort of cooperative effort to solve this, or to stop this.
You're representing the community relations department, and I'm sure reports from time to time came into your department, in relations to Pre-Delasny. Folks are still. Has there been an increase for the year thus far? Has there been a decrease?
I cannot speak from where I sit. Because I don't have the stats, so I don't want to say here openly that there have been an increase or a decrease. Yes, I want to be safe, so I'll do that research and maybe on the next program I'll let you know.
Get back at that. Also, that is understandable. Let's just go back just a bit. The danger of stolen produce from especially from farmers who and you were alluding to that when you said it. It was a question I had, but you got into the conversation about it. What kind of advice would you give to farmers who are probably thinking about, I'm losing my produce from time to time, and I'm not. And you said also, I'm not getting the results from talking to the police about losing my produce. What would you continue to encourage farmers to come and report that, or maybe try to be a little more vigilant in terms of looking out for their produce and stuff?
I'll do both. I'll tell the farmers, listen. Yes, we understand your plight. Yes, you are losing produce, and so we do not want you to take the law into your own hands, because we know, yes, you have the potential to do it. We know sometimes that there is the opportunity, because sometimes you may hold someone on your property committing the act, but do not endanger yourself. Yes, we are saying, like, listen, in this modern times, we have a lot of technology. All you need is evidence. And so we are asking you, not because it's a farmer, but you can still use modern technology, like the cameras. Yeah?
I actually visited a farm a couple of weeks ago, and I actually saw, even though it's in the open, that particular farm had cameras in there. You understand? And it was within the field. And I thought that was a great initiative there by the farmer, who could, from a remote location, could be viewing his farm from from
the palm of his hands.
Yeah, time of the day or night.
So invest in this sort of equipment, and it would assist you and the police a lot, because deterrent is the best factor. To prevent something from happening is the best thing. If someone see the camera, unless that person is really willing to make a term in prison, sometimes fellas want to go up to Richmond Hill for Christmas to eat some ham, they say, and some pig or something, some pork. But yes, as we're saying, we encourage you to employ those strategies. The cameras, the togetherness, the farm watch system. Have the police on speed dial. The Pre-Delasny task force, have them on speed dial.
So you will in fact encourage them to continue calling.
Continue calling. We want to see an increase in the working together. We want to see the farmers, installing more cameras on the farms. And so, that would be a serious deterrent for these offenses. But we know, especially in this Yuletide season, we expect that there will be an increase in reports, because what tends to happen is that the demand for this produce becomes greater. And so once there is a demand, then you have to look to the supply. And a lot of the times what happens is that you see people go around shopping on other people's property. Yes? And that is a serious offense. Pre-deal larceny is taken quite seriously. Serious penalties and increased penalties, as we say, in relation to the act of pre-deal larceny.
If there's someone who is listening right now, I know you don't have much of the stats from the pre-deal larceny task force, but if there's an individual out there who's listening right now, and it's one of the traits that they apply, going and taking people's stuff, to be blunt about it, and coming and sell. What are some of the penalties that could incur in them if you do have that kind of information to share this one? I could get 10 years, 15 years for just, going and take somebody's stuff and coming out there and sell it. What are some of the penalties that could incur for that?
I cannot say from off my head. Yes, I must say that I wasn't quite prepared to be speaking on the penalties, because I was
supposed to have another representative here to be dealing with it.
What I can do is on the next program, I can give you that sort of information.
All right. Certainly that's understandable. And let's take a break. And when we come back, we get into more conversation this morning here on To The Point. We're talking with a member of the Royal Grenada Police Force, of course. Corporal Sharon Noel is representing the Community Relations Department. And but just to keep a progress of the program this morning, I was asking him pertaining to pre-deal larceny, but she was not prepared. But he did a great job of it anyway. Let's take that break. We're coming right back. Don't touch it out, folks.
So many of our customers achieve great things. So, it's no surprise that after 175 years, our optimism is stronger than ever. Because when you've partnered with people to achieve their best lives as long as we have, you tend to see the world a little brighter every day. Guardian Group. Live easy.
Life insurance. You've heard about it before, seen the commercials, but have you ever really thought about how life insurance can benefit you and your family? Let's look at 5 ways life insurance can benefit and protect you and your family through life's expected and unexpected. 1. It provides finances for your child's education. 2. It can help you in providing collateral for loans. 3. It provides living benefits. 4. It provides a source of income upon retirement. And 5. It provides finances for final expenses such as funeral, cremation costs, and other related expenses. Contact Demerara Mutual today and speak to an agent to select a policy that best suits your existing needs.
Local distributors, George F. Huggins and the Company, Distribution Division.
No, that's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Let me say welcome back to our listeners and viewers this morning to The Point for today, the Thursday, the first day of December 2022. We do have Corporal Sherwayne Noel with us this morning, and he represents the Community Relations Department that's within the Royal Grenada Police Force. And also within this segment, I would encourage you, listeners and viewers of if you do have a question or two that you would like to ask Corporal Noel, he certainly will be willing to answer once it's appropriate within the content that we speak about this morning. Now, Corporal, I want to get into another segment. When we talk about stock trespass, what does that mean?
Okay, so when we speak about stock trespass, we're speaking about the animals, yes? Mm-hmm. Animals entering into your property, and we speak about the distress. The Stock Trespass Act really speaks about that. Mm-hmm. So animals entering into your property, whether it may be cultivated or uncultivated, and causing damages. It speaks about compensation and so on. So stock trespass is animals actually trespassing. On your property.
Okay.
And in relation to the Stock Trespass Act, that's where stuff like impounding animals and stuff really
comes to play.
Mm. So we just want to enlighten the public a little about the Stock Trespass Act. And the first thing I want to let out is that impounding an animal, you don't need the police to really impound an animal, right? When we say an animal, we're not speaking about dogs and cats. We're speaking about the act specifically states the categories of animals like cattle, heifer, goat, sheep, pig.
All right. Once they come into someone's property, you have that right to do
right. So. And if they cause damage, then you have a right to send in to do an evaluation of the damage and to contact. So if you decide you're going to impound an animal that comes into your property and cause damage to your cultivated crops or to whatever, you do an evaluation. You contact the owner of the animal. If you know them, yes, you contact them and you let them know, inform them of the damage done and that you would need compensation. Not a ridiculous compensation, but as I say, you do the evaluation and stuff and you let them know what is the cost. So you impound the animals, but your responsibility is great, I must say. So you impound the animals, you can't just impound the animals and don't take care of them. It's your responsibility to take proper care of the animals.
I understand. So it means, I have a portion of land, and this individual has a cattle or sheep or whatever, goats, and they get loose. They come to my property, eat up my whatever produce I have, my lettuce, my whatever I have there. And you saying that it's I have the obligation to make sure I take care of that person's animal.
Yeah, if you decide to impound the animal.
If I decide to impound it.
Yes.
Because I have noticed what it did, and I want to show as evidence that it came into the property, so I get hold of it, and I have to take care of it.
If you decide you'll impound it, then it's your responsibility to take proper care of it. You ensure that it's properly fed, sufficient water, in some cases, housing and so on. And
so what if I notify the owner and they decide that they're not taking the responsibility?
Okay. You notify the owner they're not taking the responsibility, then you can take the matter to the court, right? And if the owner fails to pay the compensation, then what would happen? The court would order that the animals be sold, and if the animals are sold, then you would be compensated from that sale.
Okay.
Yeah. If the sale is sufficient. If not, then you would have to take further action to get the remainder of the money from the person. Right. That matter can be heard ex parte once the person was given notice. Yeah.
Okay.
Sufficient notice.
We do have a caller, but let's take a caller and we come back and we chat some more. The caller has been on for a wee bit. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hello. Good morning. I just calling to give a little heads up. Not some people, when they buy from people, they usually say they don't know. They don't know if it's thief, if they feel they have their own yard. But listen to change of price. If you walk and you plant you produce, you know exactly what you want. And that person come and you see they breaking down, they like to break down because they want to come out from you quick. Check the hours they want to come and bring the produce to you. Late in the night, tie it up in bag, come and just put it on by your side in the market. Things like that. You look for it and then you refuse. You know much of them that come with things, and when I see how they have it, I don't buy it. So you could safeguard yourself and let them go with the people goods if they don't have place to sell it. Obviously, they go dump it and they won't sell. They won't go and steal anybody goods again because they don't have market. So this is the little thing to look at when they come to sell for you.
Thank you, Kola. Thank you so much for your contribution there.
Very good contribution, man. I was about to say that if you do not know the owner, of the animal, then the distresser can, publish in a newspaper or have the information broadcast on a local, radio or media.
Get on the radio and say, hey, or send it on the radio and say that I have somebody's animal or somebody's that. How effective do you think that would be, officer?
Well, you see, you can only do as much as the law says, all right? And if you do that, then you're safe. But if you refuse to do it, then you cannot make any further claim. Yeah? Right. So you just have to follow what the law says. If the person know that you have the animal and they come to you, then they are informed, they want to receive the animals, they pay the compensation. Yes, and there's a fee for every day that you keep the animal in your possession. So you're not just impounding the animal, taking care of it, and then only the fee for the damages. No, but for the care and custody of the animal.
All right.
So the next thing is that if you do not have proper place to house these animals, then the police may assist you by taking the animal to the government pound. All right.
Okay, that's interesting. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hi. Good morning. How are you doing?
Not bad.
All right. Listen to me, officer. Good morning to you. I'm laughing at the situation because the reality is far from what you're saying. I have stayed up to 9 o'clock in the night, forking my land. I've spoken with owners on many occasions. They don't care because they know that the law does nothing to them. So the distressed is the one that feels the pain. I planted all my cassava. Several goats ate all. Impounded the animal. Called for assistance at the police station. I still have to take care of the animal. Plus I have my own, Pay to get it transported to the government pound. And the owner doesn't come to take the animal. So the law does not help the distressed. It is causing those who are causing the problem more. Look at the farmers around the world. Problems with animals, nobody gets compensated. And if you take the law into your hand, to me, I find it's better because would you be going to a courthouse to solve for 3 goats or so forth? It makes no sense. If the law is changed and from day one, the police seeks the owner and it's either he pays within a week or he gets sentenced, you would see a difference. So I know most farmers would agree that this is far from the reality because up to today, I impounded 2 goats. The owner hasn't come as yet. So something has to be done, and I believe the law has to be changed. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
caller. Did you go back to court and seek redress? Did you to get the animals sold so you can get some compensation or something? Because I mentioned that but I know the distress once the distress occur, then it's a problem for the farmers. And one of the talking points that we have this morning is how predial larceny really affect the farmers. And we know for a fact that just the mere fact, the passion for the farming, no compensation is really enough for a farmer who is distressed because no one knows the value or how much what you do mean to you, right? You alone. And that too in itself is a serious cost. We know farmers have their family to take care of. We know that they have bills to pay, and that is the reason why I'm making this call to all stakeholders to come on board and let's stamp out pre-deal larceny, because the farmers, as we say, we know you cannot do it alone. The law can only do so much, but we all have our part to play in having justice being served. And so that's why we're asking for cooperation from the public in terms of information coming forward. We're asking, for unity among the farmers. We're asking the perpetrators to please, desist from this practice. And I'm making the call and I'm pledging on behalf of the RGPF that yes, you have our full support. I know for a fact that the police will respond to your call. We are all here to solve, and we'll solve beyond your expectation at times. But I also must say that yes, we know that all the calls, as I said before, for the complaint of pre-deal larceny, all the calls, sometimes the farmers don't get the kind of results that they expect. And so I expect, yes, that we will have disgruntled farmers. We'll have farmers who, for want of a better word, who are, upset. And so, yes, I feel your pain and I understand where you're coming from, but the law is there, and if we employ the law properly, then we would see maybe a change in attitude. We would see maybe, people taking care of the animals, tying them, housing them properly, and so they don't distress the farmers.
All right. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Officer, I agree with you that to impound someone animal is problem. I swear over and over never to impound anybody animal, because I know for a fact that when you impound somebody animal, you have to take care of it. And while you taking care of it, if it tie up itself in your care, they want you to pay for it. I think the law is that you have to pay for it because it's inside there, except there are changes now. So it's very difficult for farmers to really deal with this thing. 2, inside of the market, when you go and people, if you ask the man that's selling, the vendor, to show you his ID, and he can't show you a farmer's ID, and he's telling you he buys from somebody. As far as I'm concerned, anybody who purchasing crop from anybody, they're supposed to demand a receipt, for the crop that they pay for it, and if not, leave them with it. That is how it's supposed to be. And we have to understand that it's not a good thing for farmers to poison their crop. The farmers know it's kind of a reasonable compared with the old-time one. The old-time one, they would poison. Now, when they poison, they shove a needle, they're going to poison you and kill you. And they feel happy about that. But it's time that people who purchase crop from people who they know, and most of the people who buy these crop from people, they know that these people is thieves. I hear them people making order from people who they know is a thief. Bring me cabbage. I want that. I want tomato. I want pak choy and them kind of things too. And these things supposed to stop. It's also anybody buying stolen article from anybody, they are also liable to be charged. So the thing about it is that when a police asks for these things and he can't show it, he didn't have it. If he say he buy it, let him tell you who he buy it from. And if he can't tell you who he buy it from, then he's supposed to be arrested or whatever, detained until he could be proven. And if you can't get it, you charge him. This is what it's supposed to be.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning. Thank you so much. And the caller did make a lot of important points there, and you were alluding to it, but you couldn't speak back to him at the time of the conversation. But some of the points he made are very genuine, in terms of the cost that will incur on you as an individual, in pounding the animal. There's a cost, you understand, and so forth.
Yes, of course. And then, as he rightfully said, yes, if the animal dies in your care, then you will have to pay double the value of the animal. Yeah. To the owner. And,
so imagine you impound an animal and it dies in your care. You had to bear that cost double.
And it's not only the owner of the land that can impound the animal, but the occupier or the person renting. Yes.
Okay.
So if you occupy a piece of land, or somebody give you permission to cultivate and stuff, you can impound the animal. Another point that I really want to make, it's an offense for someone to try to break an animal out of a pound, or to take an animal out of a pound. So for instance, I'm Farmer James, yes, I impound the animal. You there when I impounded the animals, and you decide, okay, listen, that man going with that animal, I'll drive my sheep and them away. You try to drive it or you pull it away, it's an offense you're committing. Because we must understand that we want to, the law was designed in such a way to get people to really respect other people's property. And so, not because you know me and we are neighbors and your animal come over to my place and distress me, and I decide I will impound the animals, you will decide you will just pull it away and go with it. You're committing an offense. If you break, if you damage, if you pull, if you lead away any animal going to a pound or from within the pound. Yes, so it's just a warning. I think you can be sent to prison for a year and fined up to $2,000.
All right, interesting there. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Hello, good morning. Wonderful program. GT, you have a appointment. You're taking too long to answer the phone. I have to call you two regulars before I get you. And obviously, a very important topic. Good morning and coming into the season. But what I have to say to you is I've had the experience of, and the experience I have is confidentiality. When you call and you go, some officers go and tell the person who come and go the name and everything, and confidence that is lacking. So that's why you get the public not coming in. Confidentiality is a problem. So we need to look into that.
All right, thank you there, caller, there, for your contribution. We drew for a break. We're going to take a short break and we come back with more. It's to the point. We come back with more of your phone calls, and of course, this should be our final segment of the program when we come back.
After a long year of waiting, Flow brings you the magic of Christmas giving. Discounts on devices to bring you closer to your loved ones. Prizes to enjoy with your family and friends. And the best in entertainment bundles for everyone to gather around. This Christmas, one gift brings many more. Like more data and speeds to share everything with the family. So sign up, bundle up, switch up, top up, or pay up to win $4,000 in cash or appliances plus other weekly prizes. For the best in Christmas deals and rewards, visit discoverflow.co.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union introduces its new digital platform, managing your finances at any time from anywhere.
As a part-time student, balancing work and studies can be a real challenge. But with GCCU's digital app, these worries are no more. My parents can now remotely transfer funds to my account, and I can check my balance at any time, giving me the freedom to achieve my goals.
My days can be long and tedious. With this app, I can ensure my loan is paid on time, transfer funds to someone else's account, and check my balances. I don't have to rush to do business during my lunch hour or after work anymore.
With this app, I can request cash checks to pay my suppliers, letters for my business transactions. I don't have to leave my farm to go stand in line.
The Grenville Credit Union digital platform. It's convenient and secure banking right at your fingertips. Download the app today from the Play Store or App Store or call 442-8602, 459-4325 or 416-8467 for further information.
Let's mingle and jingle.
You mean jingle and mingle, right?
Does it really matter? Mingle and Jingle, the mid-morning program that will drive the Christmas season. Weekdays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Classic Radio, GBN Television, and all GBN social media platforms.
It's where the deals of the season are, where the Christmas music is played, holiday traditions are relived, and where all the fun is.
Mingle and Jingle.
Or Jingle and Mingle. Mid-mornings from November 14th to December 23rd only on the GBN network.
Made possible by
Flow,
West the Hall Rums,
Hard On Plus,
Duty Free Caribbean Holdings,
Ace Hardware,
Gittins Healthcare, and
Grenville Credit Union.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers this morning. It's To The Point for today, Thursday, and I'm here together with Corporal Sherwayne Noel, and we take in phone calls for this final segment. So you listeners out there, if you have a question or two that you would like to ask the officer, certainly you will be able to. Let's go back to the phone line and entertain this caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, sir. How are you?
Not bad.
Yeah, I think good program, and I think I'm encouraged by the honesty of the police officer that would say that he doesn't know and he will try to polish information later on. I think that's a good sign because there's a tendency for us in going here to pretend we know everything based on the position we are. Anyway, my substantive point this morning is that unless we create a culture of honesty, and I heard one of your earlier caller mention that, we need more honest people, but honesty doesn't just come like that. If you listen to the language of people, they talk about honesty being a policy, and to me that is trouble, that is worry. Honesty should never be a policy, it should be a way of life. A pastor from Macatil Pentecostal Evangelical Church after Hurricane Ivan described us as a nation of thieves based on what happened after Hurricane Ivan. And you see, so many times you see so many of us engage in dishonest practice. We do it even, for instance, we go by somebody or we go in activity and we say we go just to show we face. That is a form of dishonesty. We ain't going to be present there. So the whole way of functioning, it's very, questionable. And so unless we really see whatever we do to one, we do to all, we do to ourselves. And this is the problem. So many dishonest people in this country, God forbid, how we survive here. Thank you very much. I could go on and on. Thanks.
Thank you, caller, also for your contribution this morning. And as the caller was dwelling on, honesty is sometimes something that is lacked among individuals, especially folks who purchase produce from individuals and so forth. And whoever you got that produce from. You understand? It was under the circumstances where I know I purchased from someone, and they don't own a farmer. They're not in no way or other they could have this produce, going through the pain of planting it and stuff like that. And we purchase it from them, and we still go back and sell it back to somebody else.
And you see, when you do that, you're endangering lives, because as a farmer, just like any other license, once you obtain a license, then you would have to have knowledge about what you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. So before you obtain the license, I guess you would have either they ask you some questions or, So we expect, is what we expect from you, And so if you give what is not expected, then you're being deceiving. Mm-hmm. And so when you do that, you're putting reputable business places in problems. Because take, for instance, a supermarket in town of St. George would purchase, let's say, bananas or, let's say, cabbages from Farmer James, who is a reputable farmer, as you say, a decent farmer.
So forth, that shows that he owns a farm. Mm-hmm.
Because they expect him to be honest. But when he brings the produce that he received from the thief, or I don't want to polish the name.
Stick up point, Corporal. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Yes, I'm back again. Now, the thing about it is, in order to get a farmer's ID, you don't get it just so. You apply for a farmer's ID, and the farm officer, they will send a farm officer from the Ministry of Agriculture. And when he comes, he is going to see all what you have planned. Whatever. Yam, Tanya, dashing to whatever, and he will have that. So in any case, somebody will tell you, they're selling this and this farmer. When they check the farmer, this farmer doesn't have these things on his registration. Yeah. So it means that he keep it. Yeah. Now the other thing again, you say a farmer should not poison his crop. I agree with you. Most farmer doesn't want to poison crop. You ain't poisoning crop, but what will happen? Every chemical that a farmer uses to protect his crop is toxic. There is a specific time it's supposed to be reaped, harvest after spraying. The time run out, properly washed and whatever it is. If anybody go and reap this crop before the time, they're liable to get poisoned, and then they go say, oh, it come from farmer chain. But farmer chain in poisoning his crop. Farmer chain, he's taking care of his crop, protecting it from the insect. Because all the chemicals, basically, they could be poisonous if used in the wrong time. So people, the main thing you have to keep away from farmers' garden, because you could get poison. The farmer in poisoning the crop, but he's just taking care of the crop to make sure no insect can go on it. I spray my fruits already. Mandarin, dashi, mandarin, grapefruit, and whatever it is, and things like orange. And people telling me, you're a wicked man. You spraying, you poisoning your crop. And I say, yes, well, all you have to do is go and make sure you don't go and interpret it. But it's not poison, but that's what them see. Once you spray in your crop, them have it as poisoning. So, just tell them keep away from farmer's crop, because they could poison themselves. It's not the farmer who will poison you. Stay away from farmer's crop. Thank you very much.
Thank you also, caller.
Yeah.
And something interesting in terms of what the caller said.
Yes, the caller is speaking facts, but we weren't referring to, pest control and these sort of things. We are referring to intentional, poisoning. They just for the purpose of, getting rid of the perpetrators. Yes, but at the same time,
taking my stuff, so I think I want to do that right. You understand? Deliberately doing that.
But at the same time, we want to urge you, consumers too, and the persons going on the farm and committing the act of larceny. We want to remind you that you're endangering lives, because it's the same thing with the livestock. Somebody give the animal medicine, especially the goats and the sheep that go missing around Christmas, and you don't know how long ago that goat was treated. You kill, you consume, and it could be poisonous to the body. Some people in the past lose their life, and then you would hear all sorts of talk that people do them, but it could just be that the goat was given medicine, and you consume the meat, and you perish.
The problem occurred there.
So it's a technical thing. Know who you're purchasing from. Know who you're purchasing from. Check the produce. Now, it might be as simple as a ripe banana, but there could be needles in it. So when you go, don't just, consume, but check what you're consuming. It's always safer to double check. You're using a cabbage, don't just put a whole chunk, cut it up in pieces, and ensure that there's no needles, and so on.
Corporal Sherwood will be here the final segment in the program. Just a couple seconds left in in the program for today. Any final tidbits and pieces you want to throw to our listener viewing audience as we know we get into the season and discourage folks or who may want to go on there and distress individuals, especially farmers in terms of taking their produce and going out, and encouragement to consumers who may be purchasing from individuals who don't have a license, or you don't know of this individual owning a farm, so to be having those produce selling. Any bit of final that you want to throw to them this morning?
Yes. As I said before, it's the Yuletide season, it's Christmas season. We expect that, people would go out and shop and, purchase. But whilst you're purchasing, we want you to be vigilant, pay attention to who you're purchasing from. Ensure that the farmers, you the vendors, ensure that the farmers have a farmer's license. The vendors ensure that you have your receipt book, so when you purchase, you can have a receipt in case the police come to you, because the police will be coming to you. The police will be making checks for this period a little more often than they normally would do. And so expect to see the presence of the police more often on the farms. Look out for the police in the marketplaces. And so we ask for your cooperation in regard to getting rid of the scourge of predial larceny. It's a serious offense, and we know, yes, the police will be arresting persons for committing the act once we have evidence. And we urge farmers to take all measures to protect your farm. When we say all measures, we didn't say to take the law into your own hands. Yes, and be cautious how you approach a criminal or a thief or someone committing the act of larceny on your property, because they can be armed and dangerous. Most times you see someone stealing something from your garden, although you might be armed yourself with a cutlass, but that person too can be dangerous. So we want to guard against approaching suspects who might be committing the act. You can stay in a position, call the police for assistance, assess the situation carefully before you make decisions and so on. And once again, we urge you to ask a question. It's your right as a consumer to ask a question when you go to purchase at the market.
All right. Corporal Lowell, I want to thank you once again for being with us this morning. Interesting conversation we did that, and certainly hope we could do it again. So until then, have yourself a great day. To all those of you who called in and shared your views and concern, ask your questions. I want to thank you also. Have yourself a great day. That's how we come to the end of today's program, To The Point for today. Have yourself a good one. This is where we say goodbye.